Mickey Gall, who returns to action at UFC 273. Mickey, how are you?
Doing great. Better than ever.
Awesome, man. I'm happy to be talking with you, man. 11 days out. How you feeling?
I feel great. This is probably like the best camp. I know everyone says that best camp they've ever had, but like I made some changes down at Sanford MMA. And like it was amazing. Like I came down here with a one-way ticket, but not really a plan. Like I was just I don't want to, lock myself in anything, but I wanted to feel it out. I was like, man, maybe I'll do a week, maybe 2 weeks, maybe 3, maybe camp. 2 days in here, I was like, I gotta move here. Like I gotta stay here. Like this has gotta be like my new home. It's just like I can't say enough good things about it. The environment, the coaching staff, the structure, the level of training partners, like everything is just everything, man. It's through the roof, and it's yeah. I'm happy. Like with like my soul is at peace. Like I know with my purpose, I'm in the right place, and like just feeling great.
Awesome. I mean, I was gonna ask you about that a little bit later about Sanford, but you already brought it up, man. What was the decision just to go down to Sanford instead of like ATT or MMA Masters, or you know what I'm saying, just Sanford?
Well, Henry Hoof invited me down after my last fight, and I've always had a lot of respect for him, and been a fan, and so when he said that, I'd be an idiot not to take him up on that opportunity, and I've been to I've trained at gyms all over North America. It's like since I got in the UFC, and even like my home at Gracie, New Jersey, in Jersey. But it's just different here, man. It's different. It's bringing the best out of me, and like I said, like I'm happier than ever. I know I'm doing all the right things, and it's a good show. I'm leveling up every day.
Every
Even
fighter,
today.
every fighter I talk to that trains at Sanford always says like you feel like a family. Like it feels like a family.
Yeah,
Is that how it feels?
absolutely. And I credit the cohesion of the coaching staff, how everyone is, in line and in cahoots together, and it spills into all the great fighters. And like I always say, like people think like fighters maybe like they get the idea that, because what we do is kind of an aggressive sport, they think that we could be douchebags, but like the biggest killers always have the kindest hearts. You know what I mean? Like I think being capable of one makes you capable of the other, like having that antithesis kind of thing, that yin and that yang. And that this is a gym full of like kind-hearted killers. Like, we can get after it, we can get competitive, we can get mean in the gym, but right after, it's all love. We're all looking at, we're looking out for each other. We're showing love. I felt it right away when I got in there. Plus, every single round, there's no easy rounds. Everyone's a stud. Like you're not. This is like an invite-only camp. You know what I mean? Like you can't just like. It's tremendous. It's just tremendous.
Awesome, man. So, are you planning on staying at Sanford?
Yeah, yeah. And it was a hard decision because like, I'm a Jersey kid. I got all my friends and my family and my friends that are family up there. And for a while, I'd been rocking up there after, training at different places. But like, again, like I only felt that, like I felt that family environment there. And this is the first place I felt it other than there. And it's just a little better. I think out of loyalty and pride, I wanted to make Gracie, New Jersey, into the powerhouse it's becoming. And, but I had to do a lot of work. I had to put a lot on my shoulders. I had to call the guys, and I had to put like practices together, and like get like, to get the sufficient work. I had to get the best guys in the area, and, hound them and get them up in the gym and do all this. And here I just got to show up, and I'm getting more bang for my buck. And, all my people back home are in full support of me. They're happy that I'm around like peers of mine. They're happy that, they are happy that I'm around people who are the best in the world, because they know that's what I'm capable of. And they're just happy for me. So, it's hard not being around those friends and family. It can be, but like I said, like I feel like I got that right down here.
Jersey boy in Florida, huh?
Yes, sir. Pompano Beach. I'm looking at the ocean right now, bro. I'm at my new place. It's free. It's dope. I love it.
Awesome, man. I'm super happy for you that you found a gym, because man, I mean, people I don't know if people don't remember, but like you've been inside the UFC since your second professional fight. Like
Facts.
you've been growing up on the job.
Yeah.
You know, it's
Yeah.
insane.
No, I love it. Like all you know, my triumphs, my trials, my tribulations, all that, my growing pains, all has been seen under a microscope in front of the world. And like, if anyone can handle that, it's me. And it's I think it's awesome. Like, it's also cool because um like I've come up different. I've had to. Every loss I've taken in front of the world. You don't think that's gonna make me harder? You don't think that's gonna make me learn that lesson a little deeper? You don't think that's gonna make me like, I came up in this nuclear terranium of the UFC with these, these crazy fans and these hard, killers, and it's just made me harder. It's made me a different type of breed. Like, I bet you, like, I know there would be like regional guys like looking at me, probably watching the fights on TV, looking at me with their friends, be like, yeah, I'd kick his ass. But you know what? When they get in the gym with me, they find out they're sorely mistaken. They feel that different type of hardness. They feel a different thing, and their mind fucked after it. They're like, oh, well, they can barely talk. Like, well, what am I doing wrong? I'm like, you're good. You're just not as good. And that's okay. And that's, I think that's what's going to kind of be a thing with my opponent for this time. I know he's trained at Alpha Male, trained with some good guys. But you're just going to feel the difference in there. You're going to feel the difference in me. And, I'm excited to get this show on the road, get some nice wins, do some cool shit, and get rocking.
Sure, man. And before we talk about your fight, I want to ask you a couple of questions. Firstly, you were in the headline for pissing some people off about what you're saying about saying you beat up Bruce Lee.
Right.
Did you think that would take off?
Nah, man, I did. I was just answering a question. So me and Gerard Michaels, we started a podcast called the MGGM Show, the Mickey Gall Gerard Michaels Show. And yeah, so he was talking about how one of the things when you Google me, and I was like, well, believe it or not, as much as I like myself, I don't Google myself that much. but so I was unaware of this video. But I guess I'm getting tuned up by Bruce Lee, and like, I could see why people got a little pissed off, because I did very emphatically, and maybe it sounded a little cocky or whatever, but I had to let him know, like, bro, like, make no mistake, I would fuck him up. Like, it would not be close. Like, I would, first of all, well, this is what we were talking about before. This is some of the stuff we were talking about before the podcast. But like, I'm almost 100 pounds heavier, about a foot taller. Bruce Lee himself said someone back in his day said someone with Western boxing and like wrestling could defeat him. All right. This game has evolved. I'm a fan of Bruce Lee. I've read the Tao of Jeet Kune Do. I own that book. I read it as a kid. He is a godfather. It's a thing where I guess people, some like, and yet the only people who have had an issue with what I've said are casuals, people who have no right to an opinion, ignorant people. Everybody who understands like fighting and training and the evolution of the game was like, yeah, dude, like, yeah, obviously, I'm glad you said it, because like people act like this guy's like a god, and it's not like he should be on the Mount Rushmore kind of MMA for all that he's done, but we got to call a spade a spade. We got to keep things real. We can't, you know what I mean? Like, especially in this world today, we got to keep things fucking real, man. Like, we got to say things for what they are a little bit. Like, there isn't enough of that. It's too much. Like, you can't say this, you can't say that. The fuck, I can say whatever the fuck I want. And you know what? Facts are facts. And I would beat up Bruce Lee. I know there's 600 other guys in the UFC who would. There's however many more in Bellator, and there's plenty of guys in the regional scene, and there's probably a bunch of high school wrestlers who could too. And you know what I mean? Like, it is what it is. And he would, I bet, would agree and would be proud of us and would love that, because that was what he was working towards. You know what I mean? It's not on some disrespectful shit. I'm not calling out a dead guy. I'm just saying, I'm talking facts. I'm just saying what's what. It was funny. People were like, you're clout chasing. I'm answering a question. You know what I mean? Like, it just, people grabbed it and ran with it. And I get it. You know what I mean? It makes the made the casuals go crazy. And, you know, I was just sitting back eating my popcorn, laughing my ass off.
Yeah, I mean, when I wrote the story, you know, I kind of like just put it out there. I'm like, dude, Mickey Gall would box this guy up and then take him down and strangle him. It's just like,
Yeah, man. Like, there's a
what would
reason there's
happen?
weight classes. And what? So what? Mighty Mouse, who might be smaller than Bruce Lee, he wouldn't beat up Bruce Lee. No, he would too. Like, and you know what I mean? Like, there's, I know I kind of picked the GOAT of 125, but like, you know what I mean? Pick any 125er in the UFC. He would too. Like, it's just the way evolution went. And yeah, maybe if Bruce Lee came up in this day, he would have some more tools and could do different stuff. But he still couldn't kick my ass. It's just facts, man. It's facts. It's all right. And it'll be funny. Like, yeah, I'm not mad at it at all. I'm not mad at the hate I'm getting for it. Hey, man, like, you know, if you're gonna say real shit nowadays, you're gonna get some hate for it, and you know, I'm ready for it. I'm here for it.
I mean, they were bringing up every loss you ever had.
Straight up, they're like, you lost to Mike Perry, so how could you beat? First of all, I was boxing Mike Perry's ass up. I was ready for a street fight. He had to wrestle me to win the decision, for the record. And yeah, man, it's just, yeah, they're bringing up every loss I had. Like, you know, Alex Morono isn't as famous as Bruce Lee, so how could you? Oh, so fame is indicative of your like fighting prowess? Like, whatever, dude. And he's a legend. I love Bruce Lee. Trust me, I wore a Bruce Lee shirt on the MGGM podcast on Sunday. You know what I mean? Like, I love the guy. You know, it's great. But I'm telling you, he would agree. He'd be proud of what the UFC is today. And, you know, he'd probably be the first. He wouldn't be like, no, he could not. He'd be all up.
I tend to agree with you, man. I also wanted your opinion on. I don't know if you saw the Will Smith Chris Rock chaos that went down.
Yeah.
What do you think of that?
So we're gonna do a little special podcast on that. I do have some opinions. So you're gonna get them before the podcast. So make sure y'all check out MGGM show, at MGGM show on Instagram. But so at first I was like, this is the Oscars. These are the best actors in the world, right? I was like, is this legit? I think it was absolutely legit. And I could cite in Will Smith's book, he mentioned how one of the biggest like defining things of his life is that he feels like a coward because he watched his father hit his mom and he didn't do anything about it. He didn't stand up like a woman he loves. And that's the woman he loves was being insulted. And he's like kind of gave it a smile. And then he saw, if you look at Jada, she's not happy. She must have gave him a look. And especially if you're seeing the stuff that's in the press, the way she kind of dogs him and, you know, she was talking about cheating on him and doing all this wild shit. Like, you know, and trust me, I'd listen to Will Smith music growing up. I was a Fresh Prince guy. Like I fucked with Will Smith heavy, and I still do. But, you know, I don't know. I think, you know, knowing a lot of comedians also, like, you don't just walk up and smack people. Make it like you can't take a joke, dog. You can't joke on her. You can't joke about her like hair. Like, all right, I get it's a disease. What about bald people? Bald people. I mean, like, you can't make fun of a bald guy for having a bald head. Like, like that's worthy of a slap. Like, almost all the guys go bald. One chick goes bald. Now Will Smith smacking motherfuckers. I don't know. I think I'm sick of the memes. One day in, I was halfway through and I'm sick of it. Like, I don't want to see another Will Smith. I can't. And like when it first happened, I was like, what? Like Gerard called me and I was like on it right away, like looking it up and shit. And then, but now I'm like so tired of it. Like, I think it was legit. I don't think it was fake. It's just weird, man. Like, we need to get Ricky Gervais back in there and roast all these Hollywood types that are so like self-important and like high and mighty and like, guys, like, And acting's great. Like, just like how fighters inspired me as a kid, like movies and actors inspire me too. But like, guys, we're playing pretend. Like, let's not be so fucking, self-righteous.
Okay. No, I mean it's kind of. I felt like it was like 2 or 3 years of just like Will Smith getting shit on by the internet, and it just all started
It
to
all
blow up.
got smacked into Chris Rock's face. Chris Rock took all of that. He took all of that. Oh, straight up. You're so right. The rumors about this, rumors about that. She's with this guy, she's with that. Wow. Fuck you.
Yeah,
It all
bro.
came out, bro. It all came out.
It's like fucking pent up frustration.
I'm surprised he didn't ground and pound his ass. Shit. You will not talk about.
Yeah, straight up. Oh my god.
Yeah, man.
On the same kind of thing, what do you think of Jorge Masvidal and Colby Covington's little squabble that got into it?
All right. So it's back and forth. Yeah, you did just have 25 minutes to punch him in the face and do basically whatever you want to him. So it's kind of not a good look on that end. Masvidal's a street dude, Colby's not. So kind of made Colby piece pressing charges, made him look like a bitch. Now if I don't know, because I didn't follow like along so much what happened after the fight with them. Now, if Colby continued to run his mouth and talked about his kids and stuff after, all right, then it's on. Then it's still on. You know what I mean? You could, if you're not going to give respect after the fight and leave it in the cage, if you're going to continue talking that talk, suckers get sucker punched. You know what I mean? Like, and I'm not, a lot of, I agree for the most part, a sucker punch is a pussy move, but like street dudes, like, sucker punches are fair game. You know what I mean? Like, it's suckers get sucker punched. That's the street code. We don't need to go up and, handshake and be like, all right, let's square up and do the shit. Nah, I'm going to steal one on you. I would just want to hurt you. I'm not interested in, like, he didn't want to get taken down again. You know what I mean? He's like, I'm going to swing on him and chip his tooth. I'm going to hit him with a little drive-by. Like, I get it. I get both sides of it. Colby shouldn't be pressing charges that, because, and as fighters, like, there is that street element and there is that, you got to kind of be ready anytime, anywhere. That's what we sign up for to a degree. You know what I mean? That's how we have to carry ourselves. So yeah, Colby got caught slipping, but also we're also got to be a legitimate sport and got to be like, you got to have that little like role model thing and stuff. So if you're gonna do that shit, you can't be getting caught. You gotta either steal off on him in a bathroom and dip, or you know what I mean. He could have done it a little smarter, or it shouldn't be. Yeah. I just whatever. It wasn't. I don't think it was perfectly executed. And I don't think Colby should be pressing charges. I think if his mouth cashed that check, that's on him. You get stolen.
You have some of the, I think, most underrated trash talk. You can talk some shit. Where does trash talk, like, where does the line stop for you?
It's a great question, and without disclosing anything, because I've had some cards up my sleeves that I decided to take to the grave, because there are lines. I don't think you fuck with people's families. I don't think you fuck with like people's like wives, like, kids, that type shit. Like, there's got to be because there's also like the man code, and also as fighters, like, we have that warrior gene, and if you say something to me, there might be a good chance that I can't walk the earth with you, and one of us has got to go. You know what I mean? Like, if you say something, or do something, like, there's I might be willing to stay in a box because and take my chances, because I won't be able to wake up feeling okay with you on this planet. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. So I think there's got to be there's a line, and you kind of know what it is. You know what I mean? If you have some smarts to you. Yeah, that's what I think. And I also think like kind of like, even like if you're like talking like shit, like being like, what up, G Money? If you're talking like saying like this dude sucks, and then he lands some punches on you, all right, so you just got hit by someone who sucks. You know what I mean? Like we should also have a little bit of respect for each other. Like we're all up in this. If I beat what, and then I win, I beat someone who sucks. You know what I mean? So there's like kind of a lot to it if you think about it. But yeah, I think I'll tell you, there's some things that I will take to my grave that I could have used, because I also apply to all is fair in love and war. But this isn't quite a war. Although I go into the fight ready to kill and die, there's some things that are sacred and that should be respected, I believe.
I love your thought process.
Although it could have made the internet go fucking crazy. Oh, they would have loved it. Oh, golly, bro. That's yeah. All right.
Yeah, zip it, throw it away.
Mm-hmm.
So
all love.
You're welcoming Mike Mallott to the UFC, man. How do you like the matchup?
I like it a lot. He's like similar to me. Like he's got good jiu-jitsu and grappling and likes to strike. And I like that because the fight's like always with yourself. You know what I mean? It kind of expands on that metaphor. So, I'm excited for it. Like I said before, I just think, I'm a young vet in this game. We're the same age, but this is gonna be my 11th UFC fight. This would be his first. He's gonna have to get in front of those lights for the first time. I've been there. I've done that. I've been on bigger stages than this. I've been the co-main event, 2-3 times, whatever. I've been on main cards. I've been here. And I've taken my losses. I've taken more losses than him. I've done more learning than him. Like I said, with that nuclear terranium shit, man, I came up harder, and I can handle it, and I have handled it, and it's only made me stronger. You know what I mean? I've gotten through that rain. I've creates flowers, and I'm ready to fucking bloom and boom on these motherfuckers.
You have more of a chip on your shoulder to beat this guy because he's trying to make a name off of you?
I don't know. I feel like a majority of the people I fought, even though I have less experience and all that, I've been a bigger name. I had that I got that little rub off the CM Punk and the Sage North cut, and I've been the bigger name of everyone, pretty much everyone I fought since. So that's just what it is. And I definitely don't want to let anyone get no shine off me. But I don't. He's not like he's not. He hasn't put a bigger chip on my shoulder. He's not on. He doesn't seem like he's on any disrespectful shit. But yeah, I don't. This is what I do. This is my life. This is serious to me. I never lost 2 fights in a row, and I lost my last fight. So I'm bouncing back here, and then I got to get a streak going. So I'd rather die than lose always. So, and I think just the position I'm at in my life, where I'm with how I'm happy and understanding and confident and feel good in my purpose and know what I've been doing and been testing my shit against like myself, Ian, Gary, Gilbert Burns are all in this card. We've all been going through camp together. The work we've been getting is tremendous. I've leveled up tremendously. How could I not at this great gym? And it's so yeah. I don't know. I guess I don't really have an extra chip for Mike, but I'm gonna chip him up.
That's right. A few more things for you, man. how do you see this fight playing out? And do you have a prediction for the fight?
Yeah, I'll probably submit him. But maybe I get my first knockout too, because I've been working real diligently with Henry Hoof and
You
Jason
almost had it with
Stroud.
fucking Jordan Williams, bro. You almost had it.
Yeah, no, yeah. Well, yeah, exactly. I probably could have had it with Sage too. I probably could have had a couple, but the jiu-jitsu comes out once I'd rock them and they got the Tweety birds going on in their head. You know what I mean? I know I hit real hard, and I can give a good concussion, and then when they get hit with those concussive blows, it's easy to get the submission for me. So I'd say I'll probably go like that. I've been working my wrestling really hard. There's great wrestling down here. There's, obviously great wrestling in Jersey. I've been working diligently on that for years. It's just whichever way I want. I'm just gonna go out there, and I'm not worried about I'm usually worried about what I'm bringing to the table, and I'm just gonna be free. I'm gonna enjoy it. I'm gonna get to go to war. I get to live like a real man, and it fires me up, and I'm excited about it.
And finally, man, you're fighting in front of fans again. Finally, I know you love to fight in front of your fans.
I dig it.
How does that feel?
It's great, man. It's great. It's stepping into the real gladiator pit. Like for different reasons, I enjoyed the fighting at the Apex with very little fans, but it kind of feels like a glorified sparring sesh. Like, this is the real shit. This is the gladiator pit where these guys are screaming, they want blood, and I want to give it to them. I want to give them that blood, whether I'll split myself open too if it get just to get the job done. But I want to make him bleed in front of them. I want to do some shit that they haven't seen before. I want to bring that violence, and I'm excited to do so. I'm a showman, brother. I love the fans. I get their energy, and I just, you know what I mean? Like, it's going to be fucking beautiful.
Yeah, man. I cannot wait. I know the fans cannot wait, man. Thank you so much for your time, Mickey, man. I really appreciate it. I love chatting with you. You want to plug any sponsors? You want to plug any social media? You want to thank anybody? The floor is yours.
Yeah, we got to hit the MGGM show, the podcast again. Links in my bio, and I'm at Mickey Gall, MICKEYGALL, and yeah, hit me up again on the gram, you too. So just shoot me a message, so I'll follow you, and we'll keep talking, doing stuff. And to all the casuals on MMA Island,